Let's begin with the session and let's introduce a moderator, Shri Sukhvinder Singh, Head of Sports, JK Cement. Sir, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Such a pleasure to be moderating this session, particularly that talks about entertainment, but more importantly for me, sports. Having seen the region for such a long time, the life pretty much comes in a very interesting way, full circle. And here I am trying to do my bit to glorify this region, which has been excellent in terms of sports talent and the possibilities that we have around entertainment. Firstly, thank you so much, Dr. Mansukh Mandavia, Honorable Minister of Labour and Employment, Youth Affairs and Sports, for gracing this session. Definitely since the time you took over, sir, we've really found a lot of energy and excitement around what's happening to sports in the country. And also, I'm sure the entire passion has its own great effects in the region. Also, very, very good to see Mr. Amar. For the longest time, Mr. Amar became a case study in the world of sports as well as football for what he has done. As somebody who was a humble administrator, but really did something not only for Mizoram, but also for Northeast as well as India in terms of administration in sports. We will talk to him a little more about his thoughts, but very, very interesting insights that we are trying to pull out from his address. Definitely, Mr. Mayank Srivastav, DDG Sai, and I've had the pleasure of meeting him a couple of times, and for a young and dynamic person to come in and outline the vision for sports has been always very exciting. Mr. Manish Gaur, Chief Development Officer, PVR Inox. We spoke a lot about the power of entertainment and the trends and influence that it can set. And similarly, when we speak with Mr. Chinmay Sharma, a producer and owner of Anuradha Cineplex, these are the same thoughts that obviously comes about in terms of what entertainment can do to influence the region. Definitely, Mr. Bhaijung Bhutia needs no introduction per se. Somebody in those times, today when we look at Northeast and what the digital media and the marketing on social media can do, but Bhaijung emerged as that legend who in those times, without having all these medium, kind of came about and became a legend, not only for the region, not only for the country, but also the way he got his recognition even at the FIFA level for contributing to Indian football. So thank you, Bhaijung, for everything that you've done, and really, really happy to have you around here. Mr. Frederick Roy Karkongor, Principal Secretary, Government of Meghalaya. Sir, the region, it might be a very small and beautiful state, but the interactions I've had with the states particularly talks about the power of sport. Having seen the Nehru Stadium getting so filled, and so much so that any of the local league matches or the national league matches becomes the event of the highest order, so much so that it brings the entire region to a standstill. Fascinating experiences from Meghalaya, and we'll talk to him a lot more about his vision and his plans in Northeast. Just to set the context, the Northeast region of India has a strong potential for both entertainment and sports, offering significant opportunities for investment and growth. The region boasts of rich culture, natural beauty, and passionate fan base for various sports. While my sport happens to be football, and I have great insights in terms of what has happened to the sport, but it was also the Mary Coms of the world. It was also the various archers and the boxers who came about and provided great profiling for the region. The natural talent Northeast has is fascinating and excelled on national levels and international stages, demonstrating a natural inclination towards sports. Whenever you go to the region, you see the love for the sport, and the urban areas right now are struggling for spaces, but if you go to Northeast and see the participation right from the grassroots to the youth level is fascinating. Even the competitions that get organized at a regional level talks about the love and the passion that people in Northeast have for the sports. Government initiatives, let's not forget that since the time the government has taken a lot of initiatives, we've seen great potential being harnessed that has come to the national level. The regional leagues, which is something that we'll talk to Mr. Hamar and Baichung a little more about, has really provided great growth opportunities for the talent as well as the coaches. And infrastructure development remains a priority in the region. Not to ignore the entertainment part and the powers of it, the region has a lot of cultural heritage which we get to experience once we are in the region, and anybody from the other parts of the country and the world who has experienced Northeast always wants to go back. So definitely a potential to grow a lot more opportunities around tourism and entertainment. And also talking to my friends in the entertainment film industry, I think great bit of opportunities when we are looking at locations, when we are looking at possibilities of what can happen with movies, motion pictures, and content. Today, content is the king, and I do believe Northeast has great potential in terms of becoming a hub which provides content. I have lived in a place like Goa, and I know for sure what the profiling by the influencers and by certain content creators can do. I do believe if harnessed in a very good way, that can also provide great bit of possibilities for the Northeast region. As a next step, I would like to request the organizers to play a video, which is a theme video for the summit, and then we'll proceed.
Northeast India is home to a young, dynamic population, rich in talent, creativity, and sporting excellence. From the boxing rings of Imphal to the football fields of Aizawl, from Shillong's music festivals to Sikkim's adventure tourism, this region is already making global headlines. The Northeast is India's powerhouse of sports talent, producing Olympic medalists, football champions, and martial arts prodigies. Among the Northeast's sporting legends stands Baichung Bhutia from Sikkim, the first Indian footballer to sign a professional contract with a European club in 1999. Equally iconic is MC Mary Kom from Manipur, the only Indian female boxer to win an Olympic bronze in 2012. Under the Khelo India scheme, Rupees 439 crores was sanctioned in 2021 for 64 sports infrastructure projects across the Northeast. The region now hosts 8 Khelo India State Centers of Excellence and 152 Khelo India Centers, creating a robust grassroots ecosystem. With its deep-rooted traditions and vibrant youth culture, the region offers immense potential for film, music, digital content, and live entertainment. With policy support, talent in abundance, and infrastructure expanding, Northeast India is not just ready for investment, it's ready to lead. Northeast Investors Summit.
Thank you so much. With this, may I request Mr. Hamar to give his opening address and enlighten us with his thoughts on unleashing the potential of entertainment and sports in the Northeast. Mr. Hamar, either ways.
Honorable Union Minister for Sports, Dr. Mansukh-ji, respected delegates on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to stand here in front of you to speak something about unleashing the potential of entertainment and sports in Northeast. This morning, on my capacity as the Minister of Tourism in Mizoram, I already delivered a speech about the potential of tourism in Mizoram. But I am more than excited to speak something about sports, which is very near and dear to me. before I finally start my, ready-made kind of a speech, which is here in writing, I need to touch upon notice first for the, understanding of the, the esteemed gathering here. This morning I have done my own Google research about what notice is all about, the size of the notice. If you look at the population by 2011 census, the population of Northeast that time was 4.5 crore, out of which 3.1 are living in Assam, the rest in the other 7 states. So if you compare with the bigger states of India, for example, Odisha is 4.2 crore, or was. Andhra Pradesh was that time 4.9 crore population. So if you compare Northeast and Andhra Pradesh, in terms of population, Andhra Pradesh is a bigger state. Rather than, than the combined Northeast altogether. If you look at the size of Northeast, according to the Google, which, shows me that Northeast, it's 2,62,230 square kilometer. If you compare this with Uttar Pradesh, which is 2,43,000 square kilometer, slightly bigger than UP, but smaller than Maharashtra, which is 30 lakhs. 7,713 kilometers. Such is the size of Northeast, yet we produce so many stars. And one is Mr. Baichung Bhutia here. If I have to go on the details of the kind of sports person which we have produced from Northeast, the list is endless. Since I am here on a particular theme, I don't want to touch much upon those points anymore, but allow me to continue. Now I have to speak as a politician in my ready-made speech. The theme of the session, Unleashing the Potential of Entertainment and Sports in the Northeast, is both timely and deeply significant. It aligns perfectly with the rich cultural heritage, vibrant talents, and immense opportunities in Northeast India. I serve as the Minister of Sports and Youth Services, as well as Employment and Skill Development and Labor. By the way, Mansukh ji is my boss not only in sports but also in Labor Ministry. So I'm very, very close to our minister here. This notice is both timely, if you look at the whole, notice now when it comes to the sports, we feel that, the potential there in Northeast is enormous. With a population of just over 1 million in a small state like Mizoram, in both size and population, we consistently produce national level sports stars in different disciplines. The Northeast has always been a cradle of sporting excellence, representing only 3.7% of India's population. The region contributed 6.72% of India's contingent at the 2016 Rio Olympics. I spoke about the athletes, which I will not repeat it anymore. For Mizoram, sports and entertainment sectors are not merely economic opportunities. They are a part of our identity and our aspirations for the future. Mizoram is proud to be the first state in India which officially adopts sports and as industry. It is not just a symbolic decision, but a recognition of the critical role that sports plays in our society. In Mizoram, sports is not only a pastime, it is a way of life and a source of livelihood for many. The sports industry is not just about playing a game. It includes coaches, fitness trainers, sports science, sports equipment manufacturers, the event organizers, the media, the infrastructures, etc. Investing in sports means investing in growing sector with huge potential. My background in sports is mainly in football. If you allow me to, just for our information to touch upon what we have achieved in the last couple of years, or rather a decade now. Since 2014, in the Indian Super League, we have 229 Mizo footballers playing there, and more than 300 competed in the I-League. In the recently concluded Indian Super League, there were 37 Mizo footballers which amount to around about 10% of the whole Indian, Indian players playing in the Indian Super League. We consistently have 4 to 5 Mizo players representing India in the international level. I'm sure that Baichung will be able to expand on this. And of course, our moderator, Suki, a very dear friend, who has been into football for many decades now. Hundreds of Mizo footballers have been recruited by the army and other services using their sports skill and stable livelihood. Our 2 football academies run by the state government consistently produce players of the national and international level. Beyond football, Mizoram has also made history in different arenas, in different sport disciplines, which I need not to mention it anymore. But what I can say proudly is that Mizoram, I believe, was the first state to hold a sports conclave at the national level with the theme of 2036 Olympics. Even before India officially bid for 2036 Olympics, last year, on the 13th and 14th of June, we organized what we call as, Mizoram Sports Conclave. The theme was 2036 Olympics. There was a rumor that India will officially bid for the Olympics, which they finally did after that. So we have a vision of the Mizoram, we have this vision of 2036 in Olympics, which we keep on repeating that, Now, we still do not say that we are looking for medals at the Olympics level, but participation is what we are looking for as a state, like small state like Mizoram. We want to produce as many as possible, in the Olympics representing the nation. I kept on repeating my word that India will be able to host the Olympics. India will be able to produce the best of infrastructures, there's no doubt about this. But the bigger question is, who is going to compete in these infrastructures for the Olympics? Is it the Chinese athletes and the American athletes? If you look at the last Olympic in Paris, it was embarrassing that we ended up with 0 gold medal. We have to invest in the human capacity. We have to invest in the human resources. We need to start doing now. Because a 10-year-old kid will become 26 by 2036 now. No, we'll become 21 by 2036. We need to really do the investment in the talent identification program and the human capacity building in sports. This is where Mizoram as a state would like to come in and would like to contribute. I am repeatedly in touch with our Honorable Chief Minister Sports Minister Mansukh regarding our vision for 2036 Olympics, in which he already helped us in giving us one sports infra project for this, but we are pushing for more. I take this opportunity for that. I have so many things listed down when it comes to music and the film industry, but I will not touch upon this because I'm not an expert in this area. We have our experts sitting here. When it comes to music, this morning also I mentioned about this in the tourism, sector, that Shillong claimed himself as the rock capital of India, or whether we already give them that credit of becoming the rock capital of India. But Guwahati is, competing for that. They're going to organize a Post Malone, what's his name? I just forgot. Post Malone concert in December. Prime Minister Modi ji was talking about concert economy. The Coldplay, concert in Ahmedabad was very, very successful. Shillong has been consistently, organizing concerts of such nature. I studied in Shillong, so I know about the rock culture and the music culture in Shillong. The Zero Festival in Arunachal Pradesh is huge, not to mention about the Hornbill and the other festivals in Sikkim and other states of, Northeast. So we have our experts sitting here. I don't need to touch into the music industry and the potential for film industry, what we can provide as a, a location for film shooting. One good Bollywood movie can change the whole, tourism prospect of Northeast. Look at Northeast, it's beautiful. In the video we have seen this. In the Bollywood movies we have seen the Kashmirs and the Darjeelings. Now it's time to move into the Northeast. It's an immense opportunity to capture the film industry in Northeast by investing in infrastructure such movie theaters, high-grade equipment, and film school, the government is willing, I hope the other government is also willing, to provide support including logistics and hospitality, local talent connections, and seamless permissions, ensuring a smooth experience for filmmakers and investors alike. Fashion is something which is near and dear to us. The textile, the hand-woven, our traditional wraparounds and the kind of clothing which are produced in Northeast, I can say with confidence are second to none. So, I invite all of you to come to Northeast and to see what are the potential of the youth of the Northeast when it comes to fashion and music industry. The Northeast is not a distant frontier, but India's gateway to Southeast Asia and the global market. Let us unlock the potential of entertainment and sports in Northeast and pave the way for the growth, unity, and excellence. Thank you, and may our partnership bring prosperity to the rising Northeast. Vikshit Northeast, Vikshit Bharat. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mar, and popularly known as Tete in the sporting world. So thank you so much. And I do remember, Mr. Mar, my first ever visit to Mizoram, particularly Aizawl, the experiences that I had. And just adding on to the entire progression that you spoke about the Mizo players in the National League of Football, I still remember one player in 2005 who was the only Mizo player at that time to play in the league, Mama. And in about 7 years, thanks to Tete and the team that was working behind the Mizoram football, there were about 26 players from 1 to 26 from a very small region of Mizoram is the progression that they achieved. And one interesting element of that was a regional league. Today we talk about IPL, today we talk about PKL, but then there was something called Mizoram Premier League that with a humble budget of about 25 lakhs was created with a broadcaster, with sponsors, with franchise, and with a lot of fanfare. So I do remember those fond days. Yeah, I'm reserving a lot of my compliments for Bhaichung in the later part of my address. But thank you so much for doing everything, not only for the sport, but also for our personal experience. May I request Dr. Mansukh Mandavia, Honorable Minister of Labour, Employment, Youth Affairs and Sports, to deliver his address. Thank you, sir.
राइजिंग नॉर्थ ईस्ट इन्वेस्टर समिट 2025 के आज के सेशन में जिन्होंने बहुत उत्साहपूर्ण अपना उद्बोधन रखा, वैसे ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर हमार जी, मंच पर उपस्थित सभी पैनलिस्ट, उपस्थित सभी भाइयों एवं बहनों, जब आज राइजिंग नॉर्थ ईस्ट इन्वेस्टर्स समिट दिल्ली में आयोजित हुई है, दोस्तों 2 दिन का मैंने कार्यक्रम देखा। कल प्रधानमंत्री जी ने प्रारंभ करा, मुझे सेक्रेटरी नॉर्थ ईस्ट आज ब्रीफिंग दे रहे थे। तकरीबन 4 लाख करोड़ से अधिक डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट के लिए एमओयू हुआ। एक केवल आज तक नॉर्थ ईस्ट को हम सूर्योदय का क्षेत्र के रूप में जानते थे। भारत में पहला सूर्योदय कहाँ से होता है, हम कहते थे कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट में। दोस्तों, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में जो पोटेंशियल है, ये पोटेंशियल को हार्नेस्ट करने का बेस्ट अवसर यानी कि राइजिंग नॉर्थ ईस्ट इन्वेस्टर समिट्स है। आज से 1 दशक पहले जो नॉर्थ ईस्ट था, और नॉर्थ ईस्ट आज बदल रहा है, आगे बढ़ रहा है। नया भारत का निर्माण में नॉर्थ ईस्ट अपना कंट्रीब्यूशन दे रहा है। नॉर्थ ईस्ट में क्षमता का अभाव नहीं था, पोटेंशियल का अभाव नहीं था, अपार विकास की संभावनाएं थी। इस संभावनाओं को पहचान कर मोदी जी ने पिछले 10 सालों से जो प्रयास करा है, उसका नतीजा आज राइजिंग नॉर्थ ईस्ट इन्वेस्टर समिट है। हम जब स्पोर्ट्स सेक्टर की बात करते हैं तो स्पोर्ट्स सेक्टर और एंटरटेनमेंट सेक्टर दोनों एक सिक्के की दो बाजू है। जब स्पोर्ट्स डेवलप होता है, एंटरटेनमेंट ऑटोमेटिक डेवलप होता है। एंटरटेनमेंट डेवलप करने के लिए स्पोर्ट्स का कंपोनेंट आना आवश्यक होता है। इन दोनों को मिला के नॉर्थ ईस्ट में हम क्या कर सकते हैं, क्या हो रहा है, उसके पर आज डिस्कस हो, मैं मानता हूं कि बहुत आवश्यक है। दोस्तों, एक हमारा देश ऐसा है जिसमें ह्यूज डाइवर्सिटी है। 1.4 बिलियन पॉपुलेशन है। हमारे यहां एक ही टाइम पे आपको 3 सीजन मिलेगी। आप अभी चले जाओ तो राजस्थान में 50 डिग्री टेम्परेचर मिलेगा गंगानगर में। आप हिमालयन रेंज में जाइए, स्नो फॉलिंग होगा। यही टाइम में आज की डेट में मैं बात करूं तो साउथ में, तमिलनाडु में रेनी सीजन चल रही है। एक साथ में 3 सीजन, यानी कि स्पोर्ट्स सेक्टर में हम इंडिया को प्ले इन इंडिया बना सकते हैं। आइए दुनिया इंडिया में खेलिए। खेलने के लिए आपको टूर्नामेंट करनी है, इंडिया में आइए टूर्नामेंट करिए। अभी कई स्पोर्ट्स विंटर में यूरोप में नहीं हो पाएगी, आप इंडिया में आइए करिए। कई स्पोर्ट्स ऐसी है जो दुबई चाहे कि हमें टूर्नामेंट करनी है तो समर में नहीं कर पाएंगे, लेकिन हमारे यहाँ ये वेदर है कि आप यहाँ कब भी जब चाहे तब आप कोई भी स्पोर्ट्स यहाँ टूर्नामेंट कर सकते हो। उसमें नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए बहुत पोटेंशियल है। ये पोटेंशियल को हमें हार्नेस्ट करना है। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर तो खड़ा होने लगा है। खेलो इंडिया का सेंटर, यहाँ प्रेजेंटेशन में बता रहे थे, 150 से अधिक खेलो इंडिया का सेंटर है। 8 सेंटर ऑफ एक्सलेंस है। वहां हमारे नॉर्थ ईस्ट के यूथ ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं। अभी थोड़े दिन पहले देखो, स्पोर्ट्स के लिए नॉर्थ ईस्ट नहीं केवल नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए लेकिन देश के लिए प्रेरक है। वो प्रेरणा दे सकते हैं। वहां से कई हमारे बेस्ट एथलीट निकले हैं, नहीं केवल नॉर्थ ईस्ट का लेकिन देश का गौरव बढ़ा रहे हैं। आज हमारे जो एथलीट नॉर्थ ईस्ट से खेल रहे हैं, दोस्तों, एक क्षमता है वहां पर, टूरिज्म की वहां क्षमता है। जो क्षमता है उसको जब आप इकोसिस्टम में लाते हैं तो आउटपुट हमें जल्दी मिलता है। वहां बेस्ट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर खड़ा हो। मोदी जी ने केवल वहां रेलवे पहुंचाई, वहां हाईवे पहुंचाया, इतना ही नहीं करा है। रेलवे तो पहुंचाई, हाईवे तो बना ही बना, लेकिन नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज थे, नेचुरल पोटेंशियल थे, नेचुरल क्षमताएं थी। एक क्षमताओं को हार्नेस्ट करने की कोशिश करी तो नतीजा ये निकला कि हमारे नॉर्थ ईस्ट के युवा एंटरप्रेन्योर्स बनने लगे। नॉर्थ ईस्ट के हमारे युवा अच्छा एथलीट बन के बाहर आने लगे। हमारे नॉर्थ ईस्ट के युवा स्टार्टअप में लगे हुए हैं, स्टैंड अप होने लगे हैं। दोस्तों, ये छोटी बात नहीं है। नॉर्थ ईस्ट जिस तरह से बदल रहा है, मुझे लगता है कि आने वाले दिनों में वहाँ इंडस्ट्रीज भी डेवलप होगी, वहाँ बेस्ट स्पोर्ट्स इकोसिस्टम डेवलप हो रही है। ये दिन मैं दूर नहीं देख रहा हूँ, दुनिया नॉर्थ ईस्ट में खेलने के लिए आए, स्पोर्टिंग करने के लिए आए। और ये समय तो ऑलरेडी चल रहा है, जो देश में हमारे बेस्ट एथलीट नॉर्थ ईस्ट से निकले हुए हैं, देश के लिए खेल रहे हैं, देश को स्पोर्ट्स सेक्टर में आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं। दोस्तों, गौरव होता है जब हमारे एथलीट कोई इंटरनेशनल टूर्नामेंट में त्रिरंगा झंडा लेके अपना विजय होने का परचम लहराता हो। ये दृश्य केवल ये व्यक्ति, ये स्टेट को एंजॉय नहीं देता है, सारे देश के नागरिक उससे गर्वान्वित होते हैं। दोस्तों, स्पोर्ट्स सेक्टर में 360 डिग्री बदलाव हो रहा है। एक स्पोर्ट्स इकोसिस्टम देश में कैसे बने, स्पोर्ट्स सेक्टर में हमारे पोटेंशियल को कैसे हार्नेस्ट करें, उसके लिए खेलो इंडिया की श्रेणी चल रही है। खेलो इंडिया स्कूल गेम्स टैलेंट को आइडेंटिफाई करके टैलेंट को नर्चर करने की कोशिश की जा रही है। खेलो इंडिया यूनिवर्सिटी गेम्स, खेलो इंडिया यूथ गेम्स, खेलो इंडिया की एक श्रेणी चलाई है जिसमें खेलो इंडिया नॉर्थ ईस्ट गेम्स को भी हम ऐड कर रहे हैं। हर साल खेलो इंडिया नॉर्थ ईस्ट गेम्स होगी। ये नॉर्थ ईस्ट गेम्स में नॉट ओनली फॉर ओलंपिक्स गेम्स बट ट्रेडिशनल गेम्स को भी महत्व दिया जाएगा। थोड़े दिन पहले नॉर्थ ईस्ट में अस्मिता लीग हुई, जिसमें नॉर्थ ईस्ट की 13,000 से अधिक महिलाएं खेलो इंडिया अस्मिता गेम्स में भाग लिया। गांव-गांव तक की महिला ने भाग लिया। दोस्तों, स्पोर्ट्स के प्रति जो नॉर्थ ईस्ट की रुचि है, ये वहां से प्रतिबिंबित होती है। खेलो इंडिया की स्पोर्ट्स, खेलो इंडिया टूर्नामेंट के द्वारा देश में कंटिन्यूस प्लेयर एथलीट हमारा खेलता रहे। जो खेलता रहेगा तो खिलता रहेगा, और खिलता रहेगा तो मेडल में कन्वर्ट होता रहेगा, और मेडल में कन्वर्ट होता रहेगा तो विकसित भारत की मोदी जी की संकल्पना है कि हम जब देश 2047 में आज़ादी का शताब्दी वर्ष मनाता हो, तब भारत 1 से 5 क्रम में स्पोर्ट्स में होना चाहिए। लेकिन मोदी जी केवल स्वप्न नहीं देखते हैं, स्वप्न को साकार करने के लिए पाथवे भी तैयार करते हैं। ये पाथवे का एक पार्ट है खेलो इंडिया स्पोर्ट्स। आज देश में सेंटर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस के द्वारा टैलेंट को नर्चर करी जाती है, और स्टॉप स्कीम के द्वारा, टारगेटेड ओलंपिक पोडियम स्कीम के द्वारा देश के एलिट एथलीट को तैयार करके उसको इंटरनेशनल लेवल का एक्सपोजर दिया जाता है। बेस्ट कोच की व्यवस्था करी जाती है, उसको इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है। वो चाहे तो दुनिया में बाहर जाके भी ट्रेनिंग कर सकता है। आज हमारे कई एथलीट टॉप स्कीम का लाभ लेके अपने स्वयं को तैयार कर रहा है। यही एक इकोसिस्टम में आने वाले दिनों में हम कई पहलू को ऐड करेंगे। उसका लाभ लेके देश का स्पोर्ट्स सेक्टर बदलेगा। दोस्तों, हमने लक्ष्य रखा है आने वाले 2030 का कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स भी इंडिया में आयोजित हो, और 2036 का ओलंपिक्स गेम्स भी इंडिया में आयोजित हो। उसके लिए हमने प्रोसेस चालू करी है। एक और हम स्पोर्ट्स सेक्टर में आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, दूसरी ओर इंटरनेशनल टूर्नामेंट इंडिया में आयोजित हो, उसके लिए कॉमनवेल्थ और ओलंपिक जैसे गेम्स इंडिया में आयोजित हो, उसके लिए तैयारी चल रही है। और दोस्तों, स्पोर्ट्स सेक्टर में भी हम आने वाले दिनों में बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस करके इंडिया का नाम रोशन करेंगे। यानी कि इंडिया को अगले 10 साल में हम 1 से 10 क्रम में लाएंगे और 25 साल में 1 से 5 क्रम में लाएंगे। उसके लिए जो भी करने की आवश्यकता है, इस दिशा में सरकार प्रयास कर रही है। आने वाले दिनों में प्राइवेट सेक्टर को भी हम स्पोर्ट्स डेवलपमेंट के साथ जोड़ना चाहते हैं। आने वाले दिनों में हम स्पोर्ट्स ओलंपिक ट्रेनिंग सेंटर चालू करना चाहते हैं। आने वाले दिनों में हम प्ले इन इंडिया इनिशिएटिव लेना चाहते हैं। आने वाले दिनों में हम टैलेंट को हंट करने के लिए, टैलेंट आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए दोस्तों एक सीक्वेंस में कई रिफॉर्म लेके आ रहे हैं। आज हमने सारे देश के एथलीट की एक रिपोजिटरी तैयार करी है। कोई भी प्लेयर स्कूल गेम्स में खेलते उसकी रजिस्ट्री हो जाती है और एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म नेशनल स्पोर्ट्स रजिस्ट्री सिस्टम से उसकी हिसाब किताब रखा जाएगा। उसकी सारी स्पोर्ट्स हिस्ट्री उसमें होगी। उसका ऑल सक्सेसफुल इवेंट की सक्सेसर उसमें काउंट होगी। और ये रिपोजिटरी के साथ हम एक ये भी विंडो ओपन करना चाहते हैं। दोस्तों, देश की बेस्ट टैलेंट को आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए बेस्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी भी मिलनी चाहिए, बेस्ट व्यवस्था भी बनानी चाहिए। हमने तय करा है दोस्तों, एक दूर सुदूर गांव में कोई यूथ में टैलेंट है, स्कूल के बच्चे में टैलेंट है और उसको लगे, ये टीचर को लगे कि अच्छा आर्चरी कर सकता है, ट्राइबल विस्तार का यूथ है, स्टूडेंट है, और उसकी टेक्निक और उसका परफॉर्मेंस कुछ विशेष लगता है, तुरंत ही उसका छोटा सा वीडियो करके खेलो इंडिया के प्लेटफॉर्म पर भेज देंगे। तो दोस्तों, हम वहां पहुंच जाएंगे, उसको वहां से उठाएंगे और उठा के उसकी क्षमता को पहचानेंगे, उसको नर्चर करेंगे, नर्चर करके उसको अपॉर्चुनिटी देंगे। सरकार भी उसमें लगेगी, प्राइवेट सेक्टर भी उसमें लगेगा। दोस्तों, स्पोर्ट्स सेक्टर अपॉर्चुनिटी बेस्ड बनाना है, क्षमता बेस्ड बनाना है। किसी में कुछ कौशल्य, क्षमता है, तुरंत ही बाहर आनी चाहिए। और इसलिए हमने फेडरेशन को भी सशक्त करने के लिए प्रयास करा है। हमने तय करा है, कोई भी फेडरेशन हो, आइए दिल्ली में, आपको झोला लेके घूमने की आवश्यकता नहीं है। भारत सरकार आपको ऑफिस उपलब्ध कराएगी। आपका फेडरेशन को एक बेस्ट ऑफिस सरकार की ओर से उपलब्ध होगी, वहां से आपका कारोबार चलेगा। हमने सुनिश्चित कर दिया है। फेडरेशन को सशक्त करना है, कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर का सपोर्ट लेना है, सरकार को एफर्ट करना है, ओलंपिक एसोसिएशन को सशक्त करना है, और सब लोग साथ में मिलते हैं, तब एक स्पोर्ट्स की इकोसिस्टम बनती है। और ये इकोसिस्टम का पार्ट हमारा एथलीट होता है, जो अपने स्वयं को भी डेवलप करता है और देश के लिए दुनिया में जाके देश का नाम भी रोशन करता है। और उसमें नॉर्थ ईस्ट की भूमिका आज दिन बहुत महत्वपूर्ण रही है। मैं नॉर्थ ईस्ट को अभिनंदन करता हूँ आज के कार्यक्रम को आयोजित करने के लिए। नॉर्थ ईस्ट के भारत सरकार के मंत्री सिंधिया जी, सभी नॉर्थ ईस्ट के स्टेट के चीफ मिनिस्टर, मंत्रीगण, सभी आयोजक, जिसका नाम कुछ जगह पे होगा नहीं होगा, लेकिन यह प्रयास बहुत सराहनीय है। यह प्रयास नॉर्थ ईस्ट की शक्ति को पहचानने का अवसर है। यह प्रयास नॉर्थ ईस्ट की क्षमताओं की झलक है। यह प्रयास एक पोटेंशियल को हार्नेस्ट करने का पहलू है। ये पहलू करने वाले सभी को मेरी ओर से हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। धन्यवाद।
मनसुख जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आई थिंक हम बस जो कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड है, इंडस्ट्री है, जहाँ पे अगर आप यंग प्रोमोटर्स को देखो काफ़ी इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है, और जेके सीमेंट जैसी एक कंपनी जिसको मैं रिप्रेजेंट करता हूँ, और हमने कई ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस देखी हैं जहाँ पे अच्छे लोग, अच्छे दोस्त हमारे काम कर रहे हैं। अदानी हो गया, जीएमआर हो गया, जेएसडब्ल्यू हो गया, रिलायंस ऑब्वियसली इज़ अ बिग बिग कंट्रीब्यूटर। बस हम इतना ही बता सकते हैं कि एक विजन है, ये जो यंग जनरेशन, यंग प्रोमोटर्स आ रहे हैं, और साथ साथ में जो कॉन्फिडेंस हमको मिल रहा है गवर्नमेंट से, लास्ट 7 से 8 साल में हमने ये देखा है कि काफ़ी क्लैरिटी आ गई है। एक टाइम पे आपने बताया, अभी फेडरेशन का बहुत आई थिंक यूनिक इनिशिएटिव आप बता रहे हैं कि जो फेडरेशंस हैं वो अपने छोटे से रीजन्स में बैठ के टू इमेजिन करना कि एक इंडिया जैसी बड़ी कंट्री को मैनेज करें, बहुत मुश्किल है। तो जो हेडक्वार्टर्स, जो हमने फुटबॉल के साथ जर्नी देखी थी, पहले असम में हुआ करता था, केरला गया, गोवा गया, फिर 2005 में फीफा ने उसको दिल्ली में लाके सिचुएट किया, तो वहाँ से हमने कुछ ग्रोथ देखी। आई थिंक बहुत सारे इनिशिएटिव्स हैं सर, हम मीडिया के द्वारा उसको सुनते हैं और काफ़ी कॉन्फिडेंस आता है। एंड एटलीस्ट हमारे जो सीनियर लीडर्स हैं, जो प्रोमोटर्स हैं, उनसे हम यही सुन रहे हैं कि जो 2036 की जो बात हो रही है उसमें इतनी क्लैरिटी है कि हम भी जुड़ना चाहते हैं। एंड दैट्स द रीज़न, थैंकफुली मयंक जी जैसे काफ़ी सीनियर लोग हैं जो हमको भी गाइड कर रहे हैं। सो थैंक यू सो मच सर for everything you've done and you are doing for development of sports. This gets us to the panel that we have, and this again is a great opportunity for us to get some serious thoughts. And if I can maybe start off with Mr. Mayank Srivastav, DDG SAI, to get his opening thoughts. Oh yes, I was definitely informed, sir. I think काफ़ी बड़ा summit है. So I think Mr. Mandavia has some commitments which were pre-listed, so he might have to step out. Thank you so much, Mandavia ji. So as we settle down for the panel discussion, great bit of energy that we've seen, not only at the dais, but again I see a lot of young faces, a lot of young professionals as well as administrators in the room. So I'm sure we'll be able to get the best out of this session. So we'll move to the panel now, and may I request Mayank Srivastav ji to just outline his initial thoughts in terms of sports, entertainment, plus the region of Northeast, and then we'll take it from there.
Thank you, Sukhvinder ji. I would like to first of all introduce myself, and because I was told that the first part would be introduction only, and then I'll hand over the mic to other panelists. I am Mayank Srivastav, IPS of 2006 batch, IG level officer, and currently I'm on deputation to Sports Authority of India since last around 6 months. My cadre is Chhattisgarh, and I've been associated with the sports since my childhood. But as you can understand, I mean, there are certain what you call that misgivings and some prejudices that we couldn't become a sports person, full-fledged professional sports person. Nevertheless, this opportunity that I have got serving in SAI has given me an opportunity to serve the field I wanted to serve the most. So and I'm very thankful the organizer to call me here, invite me here. Later on, I'll delve upon the topic that is given to us. But first of all, I think I should pass the mic to Mr. Baichung and other people.
Good afternoon. I think first of all, it's great to be here in Rising Northeast Investment Summit, especially in sports and entertainment. And I think Northeast, obviously, people are aware across India that we are factory for sports, and number of sports persons that come on to play for India and go on to win medals for India is there for everybody to see. And I feel that it's still not enough. We've had world champions, Olympic champions, but we've got huge potential to do much, much better, bigger in years to come. I am one of the biggest example why Northeast really depends on center for support in terms of sports as well, because I'm a product of Sports Authority of India. I got a scholarship when I was at the age of 11, and if I had not got that scholarship from Sports Authority of India, I don't think my parents would allow me to play football. So that's how I got that opportunity, because the government started with the scholarship in Sports Authority of India, and that's how I went on to play. And right now as well, if we see, there are a lot of great scheme that has come from Northeast, especially Khelo India, that is doing so much great work to a lot of athletes across Northeast. And we've already seen the results with some of them gone on to play for India different sports. Yes, football obviously is very big, and we've seen the results in football. That's how it's happened. But just not only in terms of winning medal as well. I think the Northeast sports person that's gone on to play for India has also been very major part of nation's integration. Because when I first came out of Sikkim, I left Sikkim in 92. जब मैं पहली बार ईस्ट बंगाल के साथ साइन किया फुटबॉल, आई स्टार्टेड प्लेइंग प्रोफेशनल, और कैलकाटा में जब आया एंड आई प्लेड ऑल अक्रॉस इंडिया, एंड फर्स्ट थिंग पीपल एवरीवेयर वुड आस्क कि आप कहाँ से हो, तो आउट से मैं सिक्किम से हूँ, तो पीपल आर सेइंग सिक्किम कहाँ है, सो दे नेवर न्यू अबाउट सिक्किम. दिस इज इन 92. So I think like me, a lot of other sports person has also played a major role in building the nation's integration. By the time I retired in 2010, I think entire India knew where Sikkim was. So that is that's the kind of, I think, Northeast sports person bring in. At the same time, when I went in 99 and signed up in a club in England, I played there. I signed for 3 years, and when I started playing and signed a contract, everyone in my club, all the English guys, European guys said, "Arey, how come you're from India? Aap to India ka ho hi nahi sakte. You don't look like Indian." There as well, I had to come and say, "Nahi, India is of different community, different culture, different parts of country are different." So I had to explain where Northeast is, where we come from. So even then, sports person play that outside, just not in India, but also beyond India, to make sure that we are united as a country and we are part of it. So by the third year I left England, I think a lot of people knew that India maybe हम लोग Mongolian looking लोग काफ़ी है बोल के वो लोग इतना तो I think they got to realize. So apart from that, I think it's got huge potential. We really need more support. I think Northeast has already contributed so much in sports, especially in football. But I think to reach that world level, world-class standard, World Cup players, Premier League standard, European standard footballers, I think everybody, especially I run an academy. Academies like us, the state government, state football associations will have to do much, much more. So thank you very much.
No, thank you so much, Bhaijung. Quickly, wanted to get the perspective of government, particularly a state government of Meghalaya. Mr. Frederick Roy, so obviously you belong to a region which has been fascinating both for sports and entertainment. Just outline your vision, sir, for unleashing the potential in the region.
A very good afternoon to all my co-panelists, Honorable Minister, who's to my right, and my good friend, Mr. Baichung, who we've met after a long time. I used to be, in those days, I used to look after sports, so we used to bump into each other quite often. My other co-panelists who are here. At the very outset, I think why we're here, we have to first question. The first thing we need to understand is we need to build on soft power, because soft power is something which is inherent in the Northeast. As the Honorable Union Minister had just, had just made a mention that sports as well as entertainment are two sides of the same coin. And when it comes to Meghalaya, as it is with the rest of the northeastern states, we from the government, we have a key role in sort of unleashing that latent creative energy that is there and creating a kind of an ecosystem for them. We've seen that in Shillong. I'll concentrate a bit on the, on the creative economy bit, because when we talk about creative economy, it's, it's huge. It's got a formal mention in the PM's address last year when he talked about concert economy when Coldplay came. And Shillong has been doing, this kind of concert economy for a couple of years now. We have the huge cherry blossom festivals. We have all the international acts that have been coming and performing in Shillong, right from Ed Sheeran to, I'm Bryan Adams and a lot of international acts. At the same time, we have, a kind of an ecosystem that fosters the growth and the, and the encouragement of groups like the Shillong Chimba Choir. And from the government, I'll just take 2 minutes just to outline a few key things that they have done. One is last year, over the last 2 years rather, they have created what is known as the Meghalaya Grassroots Music Scheme, in the sense that they are funding groups of artists to come and perform. They are also assisting all these various event managers. And at the same time, we also have a portal which is called in fact, Hello Meghalaya, where the various content, creative content is also hosted. So I will talk about them in detail as we go in the course of the panel discussion. But I would like to just end by saying that sports as well as entertainment is in fact priority sector in the Meghalaya investment policy, right? It's not peripheral anymore. It is now structured and it is there to stay, and it has acquired a formal structure. There is a funding mechanism, there is a subsidy mechanism for those who are willing to come forward to be formal players in this in these two domains. So it is in fact part of policy, right? Right now. So in the course of discussion, I'll be happy to share some more thoughts.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So I think, yeah, he deserves a round of applause. So just to kind of track the time properly, I think the initial thoughts are great. We'll definitely come back to each panelist with a very, very sharp, focused thought that they might have once we kind of do the initial round of introduction. So if I can go across to Manish Gaur first, Chief Development Officer of POAR Inox. Manish, if you can just give an outline of your business, yourself, your company in 2 minutes, and then we'll come back to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I work with PVR Cinemas, which is one of the largest cinema chains in the country. Today we have almost 390 locations, where we operate out of, which are spread over 125 cities, which pretty much covers, I think, a very large part of the country. I think what we would like to see is more of such cinemas coming up in Northeast, which have been kind of slightly behind the expansion curve for us, but we are trying to make it up. We have already very strong presence in Assam. We are there in Guwahati. We are there in Jorhat. We are now planning to add cinemas in Dibrugarh, and we are looking at a property in Gangtok as well. And we are quite excited because we believe that, as everybody said, that there is quite a lot of opportunity which lies in the northeastern states, both in terms of, movie watching and also in terms of shooting the movies. I mean, the soft power which exists, which Mr. Frederick mentioned. I mean, I don't know how many of you have seen a movie called Bhedia, which came a few years back, which was shot in, Shillong, in Sikkim. And what we heard was that there was a spike in tourism, which, kind of drove that. And I think with so many beautiful places, with so many stories to be told, with so much culture which is there, I think there is tremendous opportunity as we go along. Yeah. Rest we will discuss as we move in the panel.
Yeah. I'm just trying to time the conversations to the point so that we kind of just meet the timeline. Chinmay, over to you.
Yeah,
please.
my 2 minutes starts. Okay. Well, when I got this invitation where you talked about the sports and entertainment, I felt a bit funny because there is a correlation in my family. I have to start with my father. My father was the president, was the captain of table tennis in Assam. Then he went on to become the vice president of Indian table tennis and vice president of Indian Olympic Association. And then he was the deputy chief of the mission for Indian team for Seoul. And then my elder brother, he used to play table tennis for Assam. My next sister, younger sister, used to play tennis for Assam. And my youngest sister used to play badminton for Assam. And I used to play basketball for Assam, and I was selected for the Indian trial also. And the other part is the whole family is in the field of entertainment for the last 54 years. So why I'm saying this, my father started a movie theater called Anuradha Cinema. Way back, it's operated in 1st January 1971. So he's 54 years old. That single screen and still running and giving a tough time to multiplex. So anyway, I think half the population were not even, audience were not even born. So yeah, I have one more hat with me. I happen to be the president of the All Assam Cinema Hall Owners Association, and that gives me a lot of responsibilities, which I will cover in the next thing. Thank you so much. 2 minutes up.
Bang on. No, thank you. So the gentleman on my left, I'm also given to understand that while he's leading sports, he also has a keen interest on writing scripts. But anyway, that might be for a later conversation in the evening. But Mangji, over to you again. Just to have your sharp, focused thoughts in the position that you are in and the region that you're looking at and the mandate that you have. How do you see those 2-3 big things that are happening in Northeast?
Thank you. As I earlier told the audiences here and the other panelists that I am looking after Khelo India thing. Khelo India, just to quote our Honorable Prime Minister, Khelo India is not just a program, it's a mission. And what is the objective, what are the objectives of the mission? I'll tell you as we proceed further. In the Northeast, it's laying the foundation for talent development, livelihood creation, youth engagement and social transformation all in one. And how we do it, I'll come to that. Just to give you a glimpse of how Khelo India was started, it was started in 2017, and we started with a competition. It was initially called Khelo India School Game. Later on, it was converted into Khelo India Youth Game. Khelo India Youth Game is for under 18 people, and since then, we have done at least 17 editions of all such games. You would have heard Honorable Minister here that now the ambit of the scope of Khelo India competitions, it's being increased now. Earlier we used to conduct only 4 games: Khelo India Para Game, Khelo India Winter Game, Khelo India Youth Game and Khelo India University Game. Now we are expanding this horizon, and there will be plenty of games, a series of games. And before I tell you the name of games, I would like to tell you what are the objectives of expansion. You know, it has been, it was realized that despite all these games, the idea was to give the opportunity to youth, to other people to participate in the games, and expand their horizon, expand to expose them to international standards of competition. But we realize that still there are some regions which are not served properly. There are certain sections of population which are still underrepresented. So under the inspiration of our Honorable Minister, we have increased the ambit of the Khelo India Games. As Minister Sir mentioned, we will soon start Khelo India Northeast Games. And it will be purely and only for Northeast regions, all 8 states. And Khelo India, whenever you have a Khelo India game, that means it's just not a competition, not just a competition. It's a competition for which Government of India will give some fund to organize. It will handhold other, the states, participating states. It will give the exposure of to athletes of international standard, and national federations will, hold the competitions in such a way that an average athlete also will feel like she is participating in a competition which is of very good standard. And we have seen that Northeast is full of potential. Obviously, you have here before us a legend, Baichung Bhutia, but we know about Mirabai Chano, Lavlina. We know plenty of people from Manipur has become sort of a center after Haryana. It has become the major center of sports. So now, how we can unleash the potential that is hidden in Northeast region? I would like to, first of all, I would like to tell you how Khelo India is already, how we are acting in unleashing the potential. So first is, under Khelo India scheme, we have set up Khelo India centers, which is called Khelo India Center. Now, idea is that, the general idea is that in every district there will be at least one Khelo India Center. Now, mind it, earlier there was no sports infrastructure that was symbiotically sort of connected to the central government in every district of state. Now we have in every district of state at least one center. But for Northeast, the policy is like that, we'll not have only one, we'll have at least 2 Khelo India centers. So, at the local level also, every plenty of athletes get chance to go for a professional sportsmanship. And of late, just to inform you people that recently we have concluded Khelo India Youth Game in Bihar. Plenty of Khelo India Center athletes have won medals, including gold medals in those games. And also, earlier we had this national games in Uttarakhand. In national games also, Khelo India Center athletes have won gold medals and other medals. So, I mean, at the grassroots level, we are strengthening the infrastructure, and we are unleashing the potential not only in Northeast but across India. And Northeast is giving special status that we have 2 Khelo India centers in every district. Apart from that, we have Khelo India State Center of Excellence. So there are 8 states, there are 8 State Center of Excellence, and there we are nurturing 3 sports disciplines and at least 30 athletes per sport discipline. So you can understand how many athletes we are nurturing in this way. If I can like give you the stats, 8,282 athletes are in training in KICs. And there is another benefit of KICs, Khelo India centers. Earlier we realized that why district level centers are not functioning properly. What was the reason? The major reason, one of the major reasons was lack of coach. So Khelo India centers, what we have done, we have employed the past champions, the athletes who have now abandoned the professional sports, but they can train our people. So we call them past champion athletes. So in every Khelo India center, a past champion athlete will be coach. So it's an employment generation also. And keeping a person who's expert in a particular sport in a field which deserves him or her more than any other place. So apart from that, we have a talent identification and development committee, and in talent identification, we have identified 190 Khelo India athletes from Northeast region alone. And wherever they go, the athlete and its organization gets 6.28 lakh per year as a support in sports science, in nutrition, in diet, and the Khelo India athlete gets out-of-pocket allowance rupees 10,000 per annum, per month. So this is also we are doing. We in Northeast region we have 19 Khelo India accredited academies and 3 Army Boys sports companies. These Khelo India accredited academies are places, these are private places or places of army where Khelo India athletes can get trained. So infrastructure wise, we have created a lot of infrastructure. SAI has also created a lot of infrastructure in Northeast region. You must be knowing that we have got 3 NCOEs, National Center of Excellence in Northeast region. We have got 2 regional centers. There are plenty of SAI training centers, and SAI training centers, just like KICs, are the backbone of Indian sports ecosystem, if I can say that, because this is the grassroots level organization which trains athletes in a residential format, and we give them a lot of facilities, including, apart from coach facility, we give them diet support, we give them plenty of other supports also. In NCOEs also, we give them a plethora of supports, including biomechanics support, masser support also, sports science. So that's how we are supporting Northeast. In Northeast, and it's my privilege to announce before you, rather to inform before you, that in India there is only one national sports university, and it's in Imphal, Manipur. And it has been recently sort of inaugurated. It was though established under an act of parliament in 2018. Its campus is being built, but the university has already started functioning. And apart from that, we have a Northeastern Regional Center, LNIP in Imphal, which is also an NCOE, which gives a lot of support to athletes. Under Khelo India scheme, there are infrastructure projects also, and in Northeast, across all the states, we at 86 major sports infrastructure projects we are running. We have given support to the states, and we have realized that just this physical infrastructure or physical things cannot motivate sports people to come and join sports. So we started competition, and Northeast was chosen for hosting Khelo India Youth Games in 2020, and in 2023 Khelo India University Game was also organized in all the 8 states of Northeast. Apart from that, Baichung would have mentioned that he is product of an NSTC. Earlier there was a scheme, National Sports Talent Competition, and he was a beneficiary of that. Those akhadas are also running, and I think I'm taking too much time, but I'll just inform you that what we are going to do in future. So apart from this Khelo India Northeast Games, we will organize Khelo India School Game also. And Khelo India School Game will have 3-tier structure. It will start at the level of district, and it will mature up to state level, and then ultimately there will be a national level. And our aim is to identify talent and hone them further. We will certainly, in near future, will increase the number of Khelo India athletes also. And Asmita, you would have heard about. I would like to inform you that Asmita has got a reach which was never there earlier in the sports field. To quote an example, in a border village of Arunachal Pradesh, we organized a Khelo India Asmita football tournament, and 8 teams participated in that tournament. And as Baichung mentioned also, I mean, this program is very popular with the women sports person. In the Khelo India Youth Game, all the rugby players, nearly 70% of women rugby players, they are all from Asmita lineage. So that's how, you know, talent, it's coming. And I got it. So, because of paucity of time, I would now I will tell you only what we are going to do in future and how we are going to collaborate with private people also. As I told you, there will be some programs of Khelo India talent identification and development. Very soon, we'll be organizing many camps in northeast areas because we have learned that there are some advantage to inhabitants of northeast in terms of biomechanics, in terms of, you know, even anthropological advantage. And our teams will go to northeast areas and they will launch a big talent hunt, just like Honorable Minister also informed you. Apart from that, there will be a huge collaboration with northeast states on their indigenous sports also. The government of India has given a strong emphasis on promotion of indigenous sports, and recently we have organized a tournament for Thangta in Manipur. So indigenous sports also will be encouraged, and I believe that Northeast, the kind of potential it has, soon it will be a major sporting player in Indian sports scenario, and I wish very soon we are going to see many sports star from Northeast region. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity, Sukhvinder.
Srivastava talks with a lot of passion, and the clarity that I earlier talked about comes really from the system that he's developing. Bhaichung, a lot of people obviously associated with sports, but mind you, this gentleman also was the champion of Jhalak Dikla Ja dance show. So great. So just bringing the sports and entertainment together. But anyway, Bhaichung, we have a bit of limited time, but some pointed thoughts. You being from the region and what's happening, what Mayankji outlined, what are the key things that you really wish for?
I think I was so happy to hear Mayankji give in detail about Khelo India, and I think it's so important for Northeast states. And in fact, we are thankful to Government of India and Sports Department and Mayankji giving us two centers in every district, which is very important in Northeast. Today's topic is sports and entertainment. I'm not a big fan of, in terms of taking a lot of our sports like an entertainment thing. Entertainment is there, that's a great thing, sports should have it. But a lot of times I see, not everybody, but in Northeast, we are taking sports also. Sometimes our sporting events are looked at more of entertainment. I think that is great to have, but at the same time, you need to have a development program. Today, what happens with, even if I speak of my own state of Sikkim, we hold a Governor's Gold Cup. We take that as an, as a festival, which is great. We need to have a tournament, we need to have good teams. But at the same time, if you don't have a grassroots level development programs, your tournaments are going to get over in 10 days, 15 days with a lot of entertainment, football final, music guys coming in, dancing in your finals, singers coming and doing that, which is great for the excitement of the game and to popularize the sport. But after 15 days, you're done and finished and you don't have any development program, then we're not producing the next champions. And this is where I think Hello India is such a great scheme for us. So that every state, I think, because at the end, sports becomes a state subject as well. I think the Government of India's initiative of Khelo India is great for all the states across India. But now I think states will also have to take very important initiative to make sure that this is pushed, promoted. And we've got kids playing every week, and there's a tournament every weekend that is going on for the kids to compete. And one of the biggest example is Mizoram. I think they have done such a great work in football. They have started Mizoram Premier League, which was never thought before ISL and everything came into it. They thought it and did it under Tete. And at the same time, they have been also doing such a great grassroots football program. So I think this is the kind of model we need to come in. And rest of the country has to follow it. And that's why Mizoram in football, I think, is the biggest success story, thanks to Tete and his team in Mizoram Football Association that's done a great work. So I think these are the kind of things which we'll have to do it. And I think Khelo India is something which the sports department in the state, the sports association, football association, badminton, boxing, will have to take it seriously and make sure, apart from the competitions for the senior level, the grassroots has been seriously considered, and we are promoting and training and building the next future sports star for Indian when we host 2036 Olympics. We have a lot of Northeastern athletes winning gold medal for India in 2036. Thank you.
Thank you, Baichung, rightly said. So, similar to any sport and game, we have a few referees who are already kind of sending me some indications to mind our time. Having said that, we have three gentlemen here who definitely have great thoughts. Frederick, to start off with you, and then Manish and Chinmay. Some pointed thoughts, sir, as a closing remark. What are the larger opportunities as well expectation that you have from the region in sports and entertainment?
Well, with regard to the entertainment sector, I've already touched a bit in my initial remarks. Now I'm coming over to sports. I'm happy to share with you that Meghalaya has won the rights to host the national games in 2027. And towards that end, the state government is also taking active and concerted steps. The largest football stadium, dedicated football stadium in the Northeast, which will seat about 40,000, that is going to come up in the new Shillong. And there is also, they've also tied up with an Australian, group for, for training in terms of, like you have the TOPS medal, scheme. Apart from that, as you know, the whole of Northeast in general, and of course Meghalaya as well, we're all football crazy. And there is a Meghalaya football grassroots scheme also that is being, developed. And apart from the infrastructure, systemic, measures like supporting various, sports person who, who have done well. Also, there's a sports policy already, which is being followed. But the big breakthrough that the state had was when it hosted the South Asian Games back in 2016, where we had 8 countries which had participated, and we had many of the famous Indian sports stars of that time, Mary Kom and PV Sindhu. She was just in a nascent stage, then she made a name in the 2016 Olympics. That time I was sports commissioner. That time we had a lot of interaction with Mr. Baichung also, back then, about a decade ago. Of course, now I'm principal secretary. I look after arts and culture as well as textiles. So my focus is there, but in terms of the, of the potential for sports and entertainment together, I think it's huge, because the government of India is now recognizing that this is a sunrise sector. It is a sunrise sector, and it will keep on rising. And the people of Northeast have an inherent potential to excel in in these two areas. What Mr. Mayank had just mentioned about Manipur being a sports nursery, and also what my friend Mr. Baichung had just mentioned about football. I think these are when we see a nursery, the job of all those who are in the ecosystem is to mold them, is to nurture them, is to provide finance, is to provide the support, and even state governments are having their own flagship schemes. And when it comes to entertainment and it comes to music, Meghalaya is already doing a lot of work, organically. But now that is getting converted into a structured system. As I just mentioned, we have a formal program which supports artists, which supports event organizers, and which supports big events. So, so there is a structure that is coming now, which was not there before. Earlier on, it was something that just happened. But now there is a structure, there's a system, there is funding. So there's funds, functions, as well as functionaries. So with these 3 Fs, I think if we give it the kind of a structured push, I think Northeast and its people and the inherent talent that is there will be poised to go the next level.
This is fascinating, Frederick, because if you look at the other industries who've really grown to a scale, I think sports is also following that direction. You had the minister, you have the administrator, you have a legend, and obviously 2 of our big boys from entertainment. Manish, your thoughts, some closing focus remarks, and then Chinmay can take over.
Yeah, so just adding on to how the discussion has been going in terms of the opportunity which exists in Northeast, and I'll give an example of another state which is kind of followed a path of promoting entertainment, etc. So if you see, one of the fastest growing categories of the cinema or releases has been over last 5 years has been the Malayalam, cinema. It used to be extremely minuscule just around 7-8 years back. So just to put the things in perspective in terms of the potential and where a concerted effort can, take the Northeast forward, was that in 2020, for example, the Malayalam movies, the turnover was around 147 crores. And last year, it crossed 1,000 crores. So you're talking about almost 10x growth, which happened, just in 5 years. And this is just pure what happened to the movies. But if you look at, the peripheral benefit which comes out in terms of the tourism, because, you are showcasing how beautiful the landscape is. You are showing, the opportunity for people to learn about the local cultures, the local stories. There is so much talent in terms of the storytelling, in terms of, how a movie takes forward the entire cultural heritage of the place. So, if you remember, there used to be around 3 years back, there was a movie called Kantara, right, which was a small Telugu movie shot in one of the, I think, the smallest places. The total budget of the movie was 10 crore, but by the time it ended the theatrical run, it ended up at 300 crores, right? And what it did was, and I was quite surprised myself when we saw that even places like, very cosmopolitan places like, Gurgaon, you were struggling to find seats in the cinemas because everybody just wanted to see that. So I think there is tremendous opportunity both in terms of, taking the cultural part ahead. I believe that there is quite a lot of economic activity which can be, unleashed with entertainment and cinema business. And I believe that that is where the Northeast can actually stand out.
Yeah. And another thing, before Chinmay takes over, one element that we are completely missing out is the people. Every time you go to Northeast, your experiences, interactions have been fascinating, and the best of the memories and anybody would have from any part of the world. Chinmay, please. And he happens to be one of the nice guys from there.
Thank you, and 5 minutes, promise. Okay. Let us, from being son of the soil, just where we stand today, actually. Assam has around 90 screens at this moment. And if we compare the same with, say, a state like Punjab, which is having more or less the same population, they have 220 screens. Assam is doing a business of around 65 crores, whereas Punjab is doing around 240 crores as such. And then, again, just now Manishji has said about Kerala. Again, same population like Assam. They have around 800 screens, okay, where Assam is having around 90 screens and doing, just now he said, around 1,000 crores. So this is where we stand today. Now, this scenario, you can take it the other way also. So I'm just remembering a business talk that you already have in the class, in business class, that suppose, you give 2 salespeople to go to Africa from a shoe company. The first one says, don't send any shoes, nobody's wearing shoes. The other one says, bring shipload of shoes, nobody's wearing shoes. So this is the potential that we have in Northeast now. This thing. But where we are lacking is the viability gap funding. So what I want in just one word, and this recommendation should go to the highest, we have the minister, we have from the government, is please take film industry as an industry. Declare film industry as an industry, Because why I'm saying this is that the Northeast, we have a special industry policy where you get a subsidy and lot of other benefits an industry gets. Why not a cinema hall owner? Okay? Like when this industry policy came in the 2007, I think it was called an AIPP. That time itself, I went to one of the top boss bureaucrats there in Delhi and here. And I told him that why don't you include cinema as an industry? And then he said, no, if you want the industry to happen, then you must have a different raw material, and then you must have a finished product which is different actually. And I said, yes, we also do the same thing, but we do it emotionally. If he is not happy, we when he comes out, he's a happy man. And then he showed me the road or the door. Anyway, but a lot of water has flown through the Brahmaputras. I have also become a senior citizen now. But things have changed, actually. If now a hotel can be declared an industry, a nursing home can be declared an industry, a beauty parlor can be declared an industry, why not a cinema hall? So this is my highly recommendation. Please declare cinema hall as an industry, and that will give a lot of other benefits. The whole film industry will go in a big, big way. You know, so just one with the top ministers here, the bureaucrats here, please help us declare film as an industry, especially for the Northeast, so that our people can get the same benefit with the industry person is getting. Thank you so much.
Way to really end this fascinating session. We saw a lot of passion, a lot of insights, and I think the synchronization that I saw right from the thought process of the minister to the administrator to a legend to somebody from the governments as well as the industry stakeholder has been fascinating. And I do believe on a very simple note that till the time we don't recognize sports as an industry, similar to the plea that Chinmay has in terms of recognizing the cineplexes and the multiplexes as an industry, I think we won't be able to structure the whole thing together. But again, thank you so much. Firstly, again, want to reflect back onto the thoughts of Mr. Mayank Srivastav, Manish Gaurji, Bhaichung, of course. There are so many more insights and stories to hear from him, but unfortunately we've already completed the added time also to our game. Frederick, great insights, and you belong to a place which obviously has shown us great case studies. Tete, you were there. We would have loved to hear more, but I'm sure we have lots to catch up on. And yeah, Chinmay, thank you so much. That was a very passionate end to a great session. And again, to all the audiences, thank you so much. Good luck. I think while Northeast essentially is a major subject, but there's great opportunity in sports and entertainment, and please following that. May I request the panel members for a quick photograph, and then we can wind up the session. And there is a valedictory session right here. Requesting all the members present to stay back in this hall itself. Thank you. In the opposite hall.
Thank you very much, everyone, for participation and attending the session. We have a valedictory session, which will